It's Friday night in the capital of Laos. Vientiane is known to visitors as the sleepiest capital in Asia, a tiny, relaxed city of just over 200,000 people. But an exploding drink-driving problem has turned the city's roads into some of the most dangerous in the world. Alcohol is cheap, available, and loved by Lao people. But there's not a single breathalyser in use in the entire country. Lao law designates a 0.08 blood alcohol limit, but without breathalysers, that number means very little.
Is he okay? Will he be alright?
I think he has a head trauma.
A head trauma?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't have any fracture.
You'll take him to the hospital?
Check for the head trauma.
Okay. How many of the accidents are from drinking, from drunk driving?
80%.
80%? Okay.
Sebastien Perret is a French paramedic. He runs the volunteer ambulance service in Vientiane. The man we've just picked up is too drunk to talk, but was driving his motorbike without a helmet. The Lao ambulance service is essentially non-existent, so Sebastian's team of part-time volunteers is left to pick up the pieces.
เจ้าอายุจักปี19แม่นบ่เจ้ามักเฮ็ดเวียกอยู่นี่บ่
Between the emergency calls, Sebastian trains his helpers. It's essential first aid, checking airways, heart rates, and moving people safely. It's a small, poorly funded group doing what they can to fight against a mammoth problem. Handicap International is a disability non-profit. Road accidents have outstripped injuries from unexploded American cluster bombs as the leading cause of disability in Laos. Mark Morrison says the official road toll numbers are just the tip of the iceberg.
When we look at crash data, unfortunately, the Lao traffic police, they're collecting most of their data in the daytime. Like if you drive around Vientiane or other areas of Lao, you notice that there's much fewer police available at night. What we strongly believe is that there's actually lots and lots of crashes that are happening that aren't reported at all. If you are a drunk driver and you're driving home and you crash, you're probably just going to get on your bike and drive off if you can.
Do Lao police have breathalyzers?
They do not. There are a few that are used as training tools, but the regular enforcement police, they don't have these available.
The statistics, limited as they are, still paint a sobering picture. In 2013, there were records of 910 people dying on Lao roads. To put that in perspective, the state of New South Wales in Australia, which has a slightly larger population than Laos, had just 340 road deaths in the same year. The Medical Rehabilitation Centre in Vientiane is best known for the adjoining museum that pays tribute to victims of America's bombing campaigns in Laos during the Secret War. Out back is the workshop where prosthetic arms and legs are made. More and more, they're going to patients who've been in road accidents. Ad Saisong Kam was sitting on top of a flatbed truck when it rolled over, destroying both his legs. Now he's a technical assistant at the rehab centre, making artificial limbs. He's also a proud member of the Road Crash Prevention Group, a network of crash survivors who now campaign on the issue.
เขาก็บอกกันว่าคนบ่ได้เนาะแบบว่าเขาสิไปห้ามให้เขาเจ้าแบบว่าเมาแล้วบ่ขับเด้อหยังก็บ่ได้มีแต่เฮาผู้รบจิตใจแบบไรบ้าง
A big part of the problem is how cheap and available alcohol is here. This is Lao Lao. It's a rice-based whiskey with a 40% alcohol content, and it's available for just $1.20 US in every mini-mart and corner store in the country. In a 2004 World Health Organization report, Laos was ranked as 11th in the world for per capita consumption of spirits, beating famous spirit-drinking countries like Slovakia and the Czech Republic. It's an especially astonishing figure when you consider that Lao people are on average much smaller than some of the others on the list.
Tavon, also a member of the group, knows the consequences of drink driving all too well. A crash in 2008 left him permanently disabled.
โดยก็คือเห็นตัวจริงเลยเนี่ยก็คือแขนเนี่ยเพราะว่าแต่ก่อนเนาะเคยเป็นคนปกติและมีครบทุกสิ่งเนาะก็คือแขนสองเบื้อแต่ว่าบัดสุดท้ายหลังจากที่ว่าเกิดอุบัติเหตุแล้วก็คิดอยู่แต่ว่าบ่ใส่ใจปานใดนะเพราะว่าหลายๆเทื่อเนาะก็เคยกินเหล้าแล้วก็พากันขับรถหยังนะก็บ่เห็นว่าสิเป็นหยังจังซั่นนะเทื่อนี้ก็บ่เห็นเป็นหยังเลยมาต่อๆมาแล้วก็จนมันเกิดแล้วเฮาจังรู้สึกได้นะ
It seems that nearly everyone in tiny Vientiane knows someone who's been killed or badly hurt in a crash. Camon, one of the founding members of the crash prevention group, has been surrounded by the effects of accidents her whole life. One of her best friends, her young nephew, and her cousin's daughter were all killed in separate accidents. Then, several years ago, she was hit by a drunk driver herself through no fault of her own. It put her in a coma for weeks.
Is there anything else you want to say?
I would like everybody to think the road safety is in your responsibility. And when you travel, never think about the road only, but think about yourself and your family. Nobody knows next minute.
This is James Elton Pym reporting from Vientiane in Laos.